Hello Internet, Demajen here. If you don't want spoilers, as always, look away now. This is an announcement video for my map of Chronicles of the Wolf. A game that, at first glance, very much looks and feels like a classic Vania. So much so, in fact, that it wasn't until I actually heard a couple of other people talking about it that I realised that actually, yeah, it is a metroidvania. It just didn't feel like one when I played the demo. Yeah, it had a map, but lots of games have a map. But yeah, it's very much a classic Vania in the style of games like Symphony of the Night, Wonder of Bloods, Ori of Sorrow. It's very much a kind of a mixture, a hodgepodge of Metroidvania elements and classic Vania style controls and contrivances and challenge. And how well you get on with Chronicles of the Wolf will depend very much on whether you like hard checkpointing, because if you save and then die, you lose everything up until your death. You know, you lose everything from the last save point. You've got to do it all over again. There are certain places and cases in Chronicles of the Wolf where they decided to take that one step further and provide some gotcha moments with one-shot mechanics, which I really don't like in a game with hard checkpointing. Sure, you won't do it again, you won't fall for it again, but there is that feeling of, yeah, I'm not sure whether I like that or not. It's got consumable healing, a la Symphony of the Night, a la most games where you can have potions, high potions, you know, all of the kind of Igavania style Castlevania games. It's got a full-on leveling system with health up, magic up, orbs, which are like hearts for your sub-weapons. It's got a sub-weapon system. It's got gear. It's got different weapons. It's got different armor. It's got 6 equipment slots that you can equip stuff to. It is... It's quite inventive. There's a lot of different... There's 156-ish, 156 I think is about right, enemies and bosses in the game. There's a lot of content here. Let's take a look at the map. So here we go. This is my map for Chronicles of the Wolf. I have tried to fit it together in a way that makes sense. In game, this section here is on one map. This section here is on a second map. This section here is on a third map. This section here is a 4th map. This section here is a 5th map. There is technically a 6th map, which is basically the tutorial area. That probably does need to go on here. It just isn't on here yet because of how I've done this. It will go on, but there's nothing there anyway. I think there's a dagger that you can pick up, and if you miss that without a map to guide you, this probably isn't the genre for you, if I am honest. So this is at 8% size. Let's zoom in a little bit and show you what kind of things you can expect from this map. First of all, the first thing that I did is that I color coded all of the areas. They're not done so in game. It's not the kind of classic blue and white. It's kind of a brown and white, but yeah, I wanted color-coded areas to make navigation easier. So we've got color-coded areas, we've got drop shadows, and we have got the names of all of the areas on here, which, again, none of that is in-game. The map in-game is very, very bare bones. There's not even any custom map markers. So it is very much a case of you best remember stuff. Things the map does mark for you, at least. It marks in green save rooms, and it marks in kind of a pinky colour teleport rooms. Technically there's an S and a T on them on the in-game map. I might add that onto this. I don't know whether it needs it. I went a step Further, however, I've added yellow transition rooms between the rooms in the castle. I have colour-coded boss rooms in red, and in the castle especially, there are certain rooms that are coloured in pink. They're essentially gimmick rooms. Some of them are the gotcha rooms, but they are essentially gimmicks. There's something that you need to do or work out or mess with in those rooms. There's not many of them, but they are there. We've also got some sections which are entirely underwater. I've put on most of the underwater sections and made them fairly clear, I think, when you are going underwater. So that's kind of the basic map background. The only other thing that I've changed is that I have added on these lines to link things up. In game, they're just arrows, and certain areas like this one especially, it's kind of unclear. Again, the map just isn't particularly good in game. It's functional, but it's not great. It's missing out on a lot of the quality of life that you would expect in 2025. It is very much actually a retro style map for a retro style game. So everything that I could think of, including a puzzle solution, is on here. And I've gone for a mix of icons this time because I wanted things to be nice and clear, and I found that with some of my other Castlevania style maps, the icons actually, finding the correct icon to go for the correct item isn't really worth the time, and it makes it kind of hard to see. So I've gone with a much more simple and straightforward approach to things. So sub-weapons have got little triangles with an S in. I started off by labelling them with specific sub-weapons, but actually I think it's, in some cases, randomised. So, yeah, we've got sub-weapons marked on. We've got any specific icons or notifications that I want to draw your attention to. We've got any currency. Bags, loose coins, caches, they've all got the same icons plus the amount. Green circles are key items. Green hearts are health pickups that give you maximum health up. Blue hearts are increase your sub-weapon ammunition. We've got stuff for NPCs on there. We've got potions with a little I for item. B is for boots. Hexagonal things are for the magic stones that you find all over the place. The keys are for an endgame search quest. H is for helmet, W is for weapons, and so on and so forth. Stars are generally important things for quests. We've got specific types of barriers that need to be crossed, and so on and so forth. Breakable walls, one-way unlockable things, locked doors, movable platforms. Yeah, basically everything that you can think of is on here, as well as a load of notes about specific things that are needed. When there are key items that are basically only used in one place, I have tried to ensure that it tells you on the map, both in the place, what item you need, and in the item itself, a reminder of where to go to take it. I don't think I've ever done that on a map before, but it's quite useful. So, yeah, that is all on here. As I said, I've tried to link the map up in a way that makes everything look connected and make sense. And there we have it. As always, the map is first of all available over at coffee.com/Demajen. The normal pay as you want rules, pay what you want rules apply. The free version of the map will be going up in the Google Drive as soon as it is out of its WIP status. It is 99-ish% complete. It just needs a little bit of kind of pizzazz and sprucing up at this point. Just some boxes behind some shop inventories and so on and so forth. Any extra hints that I can think of. any specific monsters, for example, that only appear in one place to go and farm, and so on and so forth. I think it is pretty darn complete. However, this room here, I take no shame in admitting that I cheated my way through this. I had to end up coordinate hacking to get my character up to the top of here, because this platforming challenge is hellish. It is a one-shot kill, instant kill, death spikes all over the place in a game with hard checkpointing. So it constantly sends you back to the nearest save point, which, if you're smart, will be here. So you come out of here, which takes you into that room. You go from that room into this room. You put your fire garb on because there's fire and stuff. I have no idea what's in this section of the map around here, because I haven't been able to do it, which means that I can't 100% this western section of the map, because this is just too frustrating for somebody who's dealing with a heart condition. Frankly, it's not fun. It's Path of Pain, but sending you back to a save point if you even touch a spike. And I hope this gets changed or patched or something, because it's just not fun for me. If you are a precision platforming god, yeah, chances are you'll be typing down below, oh damn it, that was really easy, you just need to learn it. It's like, yeah, I know, but the platforming controls aren't amazing because it's a classic Vania. It's got that stompy pace to it, and on my DualSense, the game chews through inputs. So yeah, do I recommend Chronicles of the Wolf? I don't know. It's not going on my tier list yet because, quite frankly, I can't decide where it's going to go. Do I recommend it? Is it commendable? Yeah, I think it's at least C tier, so it's going somewhere above that, at or above that. But there's so many things that are intrinsic to the classic Vania experience that I just don't really like. So whilst Metroidvania Guru put it at his S tier, he's a big fan of classic Vanias. I'm not. You know, don't get me wrong. When I talk about classic Vanias, I mean the old school classic Vanias. I don't mean the kind of the Igavania, Metroidvania styles. You know, Aria of Sorrow, Dawn of Sorrow, Portrait of Ruin, Order of Ecclesia, Symphony of the Night. They're fine, but this feels more like the older Castlevania games where you're comping around with your big stompy boots, but on a Metroidvania map with some Symphony of the Night leanings. It is an expansive game. There's a lot of puzzles, there's a lot of enemies and variety and equipment and so on and so forth, but something about it doesn't quite, well, several things about it don't quite sit right for me. So yeah, if you're hoping for a review or a recommendation, I will recommend the game, but your mileage is very much going to vary depending on how you like your Metroidvanias. Do you like your classic Vanias? You will probably love this. There is a demo available. You can try that out and see what you think. But do keep in mind that the demo is very much kind of this starter section of the game here, and it is very classic Vania for this section. It's not until probably 25% of the way through the game where you get to the castle and it opens up. Spoilers, obviously, but you've had your warning. There we go. Thank you very much for watching, folks. I do hope you enjoy Chronicles of the Wolf. Let me know down below. Does it tickle your fancy? Does it scratch the classic Vania or Metroidvania itch? I've seen a few people saying, oh, it's a successor to Symphony of the Night. content. Yeah, maybe. Maybe not. Have a great day, folks. Cheerio. Thank you very much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, why not click the like button and consider subscribing. Remember, you can ring the bell notification icon to get notified when new videos go live. And until next time, cheerio.